Louis Boucher was the famed Grand Canyon Hermit. He was born in Quebec, Canada, in 1847. After losing his first wife to death and second to divorce, he went to America in 1891 and arrived at the Grand Canyon's south rim, where he became employed as a trail guide. Boucher claimed land at dripping springs below the south rim, where there was a reliable source of water. He prospected in the area and started to develop the trails. He found a graphite mine nearby that he believed would make him wealthy. His Grand Canyon claims were about 8 miles west of the main activity on the south rim, above Bright Angel Trail. By 1901, he was referred to as the Grand Canyon Hermit. Yes, he lived alone, but he was not a total recluse. The next year, he worked as a guide for Francois Mathis, who surveyed and mapped the Grand Canyon. Boucher was an active businessman and did not spend all his time at Grand Canyon. For years, he maintained a very large sheep herd in the county, moving it from place to place, and established a ranch in central Arizona where he also mined. As he spent more time at the Grand Canyon, he became one of the respected early old-timers who helped develop the South Rim area. For a time, Boucher was in charge of the camp established down at Indian Garden, now called Havasupai Gardens, and worked as a trail guide. He was recognized as a Grand Canyon celebrity, visited Flagstaff often, and the newspaper would always announce his visits. By 1905, his Grand Canyon holdings were referred to as the Hermit District, and the creek, side canyons, and trails were named after him, including Hermit Creek. He encouraged tourists to descend into the canyon and put up some tents for guests at Dripping Springs. In 1908, Boucher invited visitors to make their way down to the Colorado River on his Silver Bell Trail, now called Boucher Trail. Down about a mile from the river, he built a stone cabin, tents for guests, and established a fruit orchard with oranges, figs, apples, peaches, pears, grapes, and watermelons. Nearby was his Bumper copper mine with a 50-foot tunnel into the rock wall. It was reported,
"His trail is the real gateway to the wonders of the canyon and is being used more and more every year. It is a public trail, and Louis is ever ready to show visitors every courtesy when they come his way."
In 1909, as it looked like he would be forced out by developers, Boucher, in his 60s, abandoned his claims, left the canyon, and went to Colorado. The next year, he visited Salt Lake City, Utah, promoting the idea for a railroad to be built to the North Rim. He boasted,
"I was the first man to build a trail from the cliff down to the river on a zigzag course 7.5 miles long."
He ended up in a small coal mining town in Utah, working on the railroad. He lived to be at least 86 years old and died about 1933. After he left the canyon, the Fred Harvey Company actively marketed the Hermit folklore, and Boucher was named for more canyon features than any other pioneer. In 1961, a park patrol found a coffee grinder and old saddle in his rock cabin by Boucher Creek. They also found shovels in the mine nearby. Thanks to Dick Brown for his excellent research on Louis Boucher.
This video was created by the Grand Canyon Historical Society. Visit us and become a member at grandcanyonhistory.org. Also subscribe to our Grand Canyon History YouTube channel to receive more videos.